Okay, hello. No intro today because of how late we started, but I still put the start streaming one on. And it's... Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties, which meant we could not get the first 5 minutes of the session. So 5 minutes left to go of the MotoGP warm-up here in Italy. I shall pass you over to TNT for their commentary.
Marquez. Few barbs I've seen of people saying how he rides differently behind Mark. What I will say to those people is he beat everyone else, didn't he, yesterday? Alex, again, that's his 8th second place in his sprint.
Best of the rest, and has been all season long. You've got to say it's an impressive season if it wasn't for his brother in red.
And we all talked about it, didn't we, yesterday afternoon and evening after the session, and it's more that we think that Mark is just controlling it out front. Like, you feel like he actually did have more, and so Alex is staying ahead of Bagnaia, comfortably ahead there for the second, but why is he not closing down Mark? Because every time he tried to do it, Mark just turned up the win.
Yeah, he's got a response. He's always got a 10th or 2 up his sleeve. This season, for sure, Mark has things in control. There was a point in the race, Alex really worked hard. He said he overworked his tyre a little bit, maybe spun it too hard, raised the surface temperature, raised the pressure, and then he felt like he hadn't anything to fight with Mark as the race progressed. But today it will be a different dynamic, a different approach, and I still think Mark's got a little bit of something to control the pace, but there could be some surprise packages. I keep saying Vinales. At one point yesterday, Maverick, he was coming closer. The first 5 were all in shot, and I thought, Maverick keeps chipping away here. He'll join the podium battle. Likewise, Bezzecchi, if he gets a good start. Bezzecchi was impressive without a front wing on the left side of the bike. So yeah, there's more people that could be in the fight today in the medium tyre race, I believe.
I think the Gian Antonio is another one of those. I think he's just looked better this weekend, and again, a lot of it will be down to the start. There was that clip between Maverick Vinales and the rear of Alex Marquez at the start, and that opened the door a little bit. But I think that the Gian Antonio here could be one to keep an eye on today. Always gets on really well, and it looks like he has found some solutions to his front end. He was coming to the fore, wasn't he, later on in the sprint race yesterday? So in the longer format, just maybe.
Yeah, seems fast, confident, happy. Weirdly, he has reverted back to the original aero body. Fabio seemed to be the one Ducati rider this weekend who was settled on the new aero package, debuted at the Aragon test. He had it on both bikes, and this morning he's out on the old aero setup. So
the only one that painted.
Maybe. I would doubt that would be the reasoning, but if it is, it would. Yeah, no, I don't think it would.
No, I'm obviously kidding on that one. They would have, if the choice had been made to run the new one and they didn't have it, it would have been done overnight, or something would have happened, and have all the stickers ready to go as Marc Marquez goes to the top of the timesheets here. Yeah, the new design is Marc Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia as modern-day knights, and their bikes as their mechanical steeds. A little summary of we got a 2-page explanation from Ducati. Essentially, it celebrates Florence's legacy of beauty, power and ingenuity, with symbolism drawn from Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo and Machiavelli. There you are, Machiavelli and Gigi Dall'Igna in the same sentence in MotoGP. I've heard that before.
So in these cooler conditions this morning, the majority of the field are out there on the soft rear tyre. Could it be the temperature's not looking to get up there as high today?
Yeah, I think the sun, when it breaks through, will change things, but it rained overnight. The rain, we were looking on the cars that had stayed here overnight in the car park, and it was dusty. You know, the rain has obviously brought a little bit of dirt onto it. I don't think it washed off all the rubber, but there was rain, and maybe just a little bit of something just to change the conditions here on race day.
Yeah, we talked about it a little on Friday and Saturday. It could change the feeling, the grip that's available, all the work that has been done throughout the weekend. Something even goes away. Obviously, you've got the Moto3 and Moto2 race. We've had a Red Bull Rookies Cup race already this morning, so the track will rubber in by the time the lights go out at 2 p.m.
Yeah, I'm clutching for anything here. But I do think we are going to get another head-to-head at least with the Marquez brothers and Bagnaia. I think that's nailed on.
those three, they are starting once again across the front row of the grid. The challenge is hopefully from the second row with a good start and a clean getaway. But yeah, we've seen what could happen in the run to turn one, collisions, contact. Anything could change as you come out of up the hill out of San Donato.
And it's those two, isn't it? The Gian Antonio Bezzecchi will be hoping to get involved. Maverick Vinales, another. Pedro Costa up on his hopes, but again, so much is going to be down to the start. Fabio Quartararo has just finished his session. I'm not quite sure he will be getting involved. The Yamaha on the straight is just, unfortunately, a blunted weapon for him. Much tighter than in Aragon. That's essentially what we're saying.
Yeah, certainly the gaps across the top 10. It's closer. Mark had a significant advantage in Aragon. Here at Mugello, he has certainly got a card or two to play up his sleeve if need be, if the challenges come from Pecco, from Alex, from Maverick, from Digi, from Bezzecchi. But it just looks like Mark's in control. We see two red indicators here on his last flying lap. Soft rear tyre, medium front from Marquez, but he is the man in command this weekend.
Firmino Albuquerque's another one coming forward. He's really built this weekend, and we know on Friday he was working towards the long race distance. He was looking at that. 5th fastest in this session. So keep an eye on the rookie. Already has proven the depth of adapting to MotoGP this year. As Alex Marquez goes 4th across the line. Where's Bagnaia in this session? Down in 18th. Soft tyre though. For everyone pretty much out there, apart from Rins and Miller and Quartararo. So all the Yamahas have gone with the medium.
Still pretty worrying for Bagnaia, you would say. I know it's only morning warm-up, it's 10 minutes of pretty much blowing out the cobwebs this morning, but usually overnight he looks at trying something in terms of modifying his setup, whether it's engine brake strategy, torque mapping, anti-wheelie, whatever it is. To be 9/10 of a second, almost a full second off Bezzecchi. Okay, the track's dirty and it's not the tire he will race this afternoon, but it just seems a little below par.
I've got a question for you as they practice their starts. I think I know the answer. Is there too much for a MotoGP rider going on the grid when they get ready for a start?
Yeah, I do think there is a little too much going on when you pull up and you've got to get the front fork compressed to 100 mil a stroke, engage the little hook to hold it down, then you got to pull up, lower the rear of the bike, activate your launch control system, which is pretty much a limiter, and then it activates the torque model that will accelerate from 0 to 200 kilometers per hour as fast as possible with no wheelie, no wheel spin. And the rider has to do all these things in a process to make sure it's ready to go when the lights go out. So yeah, you can't forget something. You can make a mistake, a little error, the lower device won't engage, whatever it is, there's a little too much going on for my money.
What are we going to do about it?
Well, we got rid of the lower devices in 2027. I think we've got another season and a half to talk about our dislike of them. But they're not going anywhere anytime soon. And yeah, it is part and parcel right now.
Still just moving that shoulder. Ligaments will all feel sore. A couple of paracetamol in later. Susan just rolling it through. Just be uncomfortable in there. But he didn't dislocate it. That's the important thing.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Not at all.
Our eyes were deceiving us.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Helmet design in support of local children's charities for Marco Bezzecchi. They are going to auction off some of those. So look for that on Marco Bezzecchi's social media sites. You see it's all different designs that loads of kids from children's charities have drawn for his helmet, and he's got, see, different swords all around his helmet. So that's quite cool. Quite a nice little touch from Bez.
Like even the little tricolore on the Aprilia text over the front wing. Nice, and a little bit of the same down the side of the bike.
It just makes life hard for us when we're trying to commentate, knowing who's who and what's what. Like differentiating Mark and Pecco. We're going to have to go with the helmet, aren't we? Pecco's got his special white helmet on this weekend, but I quite like it. It's a bit like, do you remember when Jack Miller did the night one, the Ned Kelly, wasn't it? He did the full Ned Kelly at
What's that?
Phillip Island. Yeah. It was like a suit of armour, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was cool. It's going to be tough to pick them out. Not as bad as Silverstone last year where the entire field went for a new livery, but
Yeah.
quite a few today.
We're not going to have problems spotting that one, are we? For VR46. Good morning for Gian Antonio. Give him a bit of confidence heading into the race.
Yeah, I've got a feeling about Digi today. Just seeing the way he was coming forward with a good start. He's certainly got the race pace, and yeah, he could spring a little surprise. Changes overnight, as I mentioned, about the aero body. 2/10 off Bezzecchi this morning. So, yeah, both Bezzecchi and Digi, I think, could be dark horses.
Let us know what you think about all the liveries this morning on our social media pages. There'll be some who love it, there'll be some who don't. Always good to have a bit of debate on these things. Ultimately, does it make them any quicker? I don't think so. There you can see all the pictures put up around Bez's garage, around his pit box. And they've all been put onto his helmet for the race day. Fastest in the session. He just needs to start, and I'm just not sure at the moment if the Aprilia getting off the line has what Ducati and KTM have.
It actually doesn't. We know its launch device strategy hasn't a match for Aprilia, for KTM, sorry, for Ducati and KTM, but Aprilia are working on it.
Right, so I'm going to take over from now on. That is the end of the session. And in regards to what we were saying about the liveries, I really like them all, especially the Ducati one. I think it looks really, like, aesthetically pleasing. Right, so top of this session is Bezzecchi with a 1:45.857, with Marc Marquez in second with a 1:45.951, and they're going to go to ad break. So in third is D'Antonio with a 1:46.061. Fourth is Alex Marquez. Morbidelli is in fifth. Sixth is Aldegar. Costa is in seventh. Sarko is in eighth. Quartararo is in ninth. 10th is Bastianini. Oliveira is 11th. Vinales is in 12th. Had to turn my laptop back on. Binder is in 13th, Jack Miller is in 14th, Rins is in 15th. Oh, that's probably one of the best results he's had this weekend. Well, one of them. Raul Fernandez is in 16th, Mir is in 17th, Nakagami is in 18th, 19th is Baganaia. Obviously has not tried that much today. I'm guessing he's saving all his energy for the race. Ayagura is in 20th, 21st is Salvadori, and Chantra is in 22nd. Thank you for watching. Please come back for the rest of the motorbike related content on this channel today, as well as going over to the main JB Motorsports channel to look at everything that's going on today, including little bits from Alton and the touring cars, which Joshua is currently at. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.